Did you know that behind the pretty pictures of horse-drawn buggies and handmade quilts, there's a world of surprising habits and hidden truths in Amish communities? Think about a group of people who say no to modern gadgets yet run successful businesses, where kids stop going to school at 13 but learn amazing hands-on skills. Welcome to the puzzling world of the Amish, a group that has made outsiders curious for hundreds of years with their seemingly simple way of life. But there's more to their story than what we see on the surface. In this video, we'll peel back the layers of Amish life, looking at everything from their special beliefs to their money-making skills. We'll uncover the secrets of how the Amish keep their old-fashioned way of life in a world that's always changing, and why more and more Amish babies are born even though modern life looks so tempting. And if you stick around until the end, we've got a shocking secret about a little-known Amish practice that might just make your jaw drop to the floor. Let's start our Amish adventure by going back in time to Europe in the 1500s. Picture a place where people are fighting about religion and new ideas are popping up everywhere. From all this chaos, a group called the Anabaptists appears. They believe in baptizing adults instead of babies and following the Bible word for word. Now, fast forward to 1693 and we meet a guy named Jacob Ammon. He was a Swiss Anabaptist leader who thought his friends weren't being strict enough in their faith. The people who followed Ammon became known as the Amish, a group dead set on living a life away from the world's temptations. According to the Max Cade Institute for German-American Studies, today there are approximately 350,000 to 400,000 Amish in North America. You can find them in 31 states in the USA and even in 4 Canadian provinces. Even though times have changed a lot, many Amish groups still hold tight to the ideas they started with. This makes for a unique mix of old and new that both amazes and confuses people who aren't Amish. At the heart of Amish life is something called the Ordnung. Don't worry if you can't pronounce it. Just think of it as a set of rules that aren't written down but everyone knows. The Ordnung tells Amish people how to live every part of their daily lives. It's like a mix of religious rules, social norms, and practical wisdom, all rolled into one. As highlighted by the Cultish show, the Ordnung decides everything from what clothes people wear to what kind of transportation they can use. One of the things the Amish are most famous for is saying no to modern technology. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not a total ban on everything new. Different Amish communities have different rules. Some might be okay with using battery-powered calculators for their businesses, while others stick to old-fashioned counting tools. It's like they're always trying to find a balance between keeping their old ways and dealing with the world around them. Now, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood parts of Amish life, Rumspringa. You might have seen movies that make it look like a wild party time, but the truth is much more complicated. Rumspringa, which roughly means running around in Pennsylvania Dutch, the language many Amish speak, is a time when young Amish people, usually between 16 and 21 years old, get more freedom to explore the world outside their community. But don't think all Amish teens go crazy with parties and smartphones during this time. Many just enjoy more social activities within their own community. And here's something that might surprise you. Even though they have the freedom to leave, the BBC noted that about 80 to 90% of young Amish people choose to be baptized and stay in their faith. This shows how strong the bonds of family and community are in Amish life. Are you enjoying this deep dive into the hidden world of the Amish? Why not share it with a friend who loves learning about different cultures? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust us, you won't want to miss our upcoming videos on fascinating cultures around the globe. Let's step into an Amish classroom, where things look very different from regular American schools. Most Amish kids stop their formal schooling after 8th grade. But before you think they don't care about education, consider this. The Amish aren't against learning. They just prefer practical education over book learning. Amish schools focus on the basics, reading, writing, and math, but the real learning happens outside the classroom. Young Amish people learn valuable skills like farming, woodworking, and homemaking from their parents and community members. This system is designed to prepare them for life within their own society, not for the outside world. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Many Amish communities are really good at making money. Even though they live simply, their products are in high demand. Amish-made furniture, quilts, and food items are very popular because they're well-made and high quality. But it's not just old-fashioned crafts. Some Amish have started surprising businesses like breeding fancy dogs or building houses. Here's an interesting fact. According to United States Small Business Administration figures, when Amish people start a business, there's a 95% chance it will still be running after 5 years. Compare that to other American businesses where only about half survive that long. People think the Amish do so well because they keep their costs low, work really hard, and have strong support from their community. When it comes to taxes and government help, the Amish have their own way of doing things. They pay income tax, property tax, and sales tax like everyone else. But they don't pay into Social Security or Medicare because their religion doesn't believe in insurance. Instead, when someone needs help, the whole community chips in. This shows how much they believe in taking care of themselves and helping each other out. The way Amish people handle health and medicine is a mix of old and new. While they're not totally against modern doctors and hospitals, many Amish prefer natural remedies and praying for healing as their first choice when they're sick. It's common to find Amish using a combination of herbal treatments passed down through families alongside medicines prescribed by doctors. However, this preference for traditional methods and hesitation to see a doctor right away can sometimes lead to health problems. Because Amish communities are often small and people tend to marry others from the same community, some genetic disorders are more common among the Amish than in the general population. Amish romance might not involve swiping on dating apps, but it has its own special charm. Young Amish often start courting at Sunday singings, where they gather to socialize and sing hymns. Once a couple decides to get married, things move quickly. Amish weddings usually happen in November or December after the harvest is done. These are big community events that last all day and involve lots of food and celebration. Family is super important in Amish society. Most couples have big families with 5 or more children. Because so many Amish people have lots of kids, and because most young people choose to stay Amish when they grow up, the Amish population is growing fast. In fact, the number of Amish people doubles about every 20 years. That's much faster growth than most other religious groups in North America. Like any group of people, the Amish world isn't perfect. There have been cases of abuse, especially sexual abuse, that have come to light in recent years. Because Amish communities are very private and prefer to handle problems themselves, sometimes these issues get covered up or aren't dealt with properly. This can leave victims without the help and support they need. Mental health is another tricky area for the Amish. Recent research shows that many Amish people see mental illness as a spiritual problem rather than a medical one. This view, along with the shame often attached to mental health issues, can leave some people struggling without getting the right kind of help. The Amish call anyone who's not Amish English, no matter where they're actually from. Interactions with the English world are carefully managed. Tourism has become a big deal in many Amish areas, bringing both good and bad things. While it brings in money, it also puts pressure on the community to keep up their traditional way of life while always being watched by outsiders. The Amish have some special permissions under the law that let them keep many of their practices. For example, Amish children are legally allowed to stop going to school after 8th grade because of laws protecting religious freedom. But sometimes there are conflicts, especially about things like safety rules for horse-drawn buggies on public roads. As we wrap up our journey into the hidden world of the Amish, it's clear that this is a culture full of interesting contradictions. From their skill at making money to their complicated relationship with modern society, the Amish continue to carve out a unique way of life in the middle of modern America. And now, as promised, here's your bonus fact. Did you know that some Amish communities use a form of genetic testing and counseling to prevent inherited disorders that are common in their population? It's a surprising mix of traditional values and modern science that shows how the Amish can adapt while still keeping true to their core beliefs. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of Amish life. If you enjoyed learning about the complexities of this fascinating culture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more eye-opening content from around the world. Our next video will take you on a journey to the Emerald Isle as we uncover the dark sides of living in Ireland. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world.